calling you a radical. So Trump, like Obama, got his Girl Scout merit badge. So did his wife. I don't care. So American manufactured Jesus, the birds dropping dead in New Mexico, and I keep thinking somebody will. I got to do all the work. So I Google around, Google. Well, somebody's got to be tackling this in a real way, not just reporting it. Because scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're puzzled, they're perplexed. So I dig in. University of New Mexico. We're on it. We're studying corpses, which they're always doing. Remember the whales? We'll get right back to you. When they can't even figure out that these animals are starving to death. So it's real simple. This is one of two scenarios, which one caused the other. It's just like cancer. We're going to run for the cure. We're going to run for the cure. You know, I want to do some work on American manufactured Jesus today, too. Because speaking of all my exes live in Texas, what killed me about I'll tell you how the Fukushima cover-up was able to be perpetuated. The right-wingers. Lefties never did get a hold of this. They're just I'm going to be the next Barry Antoinette, Obama millionaire, celebrity, King James athlete, and buy 15 freaking mansions, tear down whole neighborhoods, and I'm going to be a celebrity athlete. I'm going to be the next American Idol. The right-wingers, all over Fukushima, Alex Jones and crew. Why? Well, I look back on it, that's disgusting. It was to sell, bunkers, to sell water filters, to sell food supplies. Paranoia will destroy you. Oh, you should have been afraid of Fukushima because it's killing you. So they were all over it. I look back at it, even most of it, the only one that was really true to it, myself, Dana Durnford, he's true to it. He's all in. Now, he has been for a long time. Rad Chick, she was all over it. The rest of them, were they paid political operatives or just useful idiots? I guess paid. Putin political operatives. Putin is the head of the fucking nuclear pyramid. Their hatred for Barack Obama, because they knew Obama had covered it up. As soon as their Lord and Savior, which blows my mind, how is this fucker? How did the evangelicals jump on this fucking immoral fuck? He's so far away from evangelical. You can't get more far away. From Queens, New York. Yeah, that true Bible Belt guy from Queens, New York. I grabbed her by her. Oh my God. Remember the Miss Teen? Go talk to any of the Miss Teen USA girls, what he did to them. Yeah, there's your... Oh, of course, I guess that fits the narrative, huh? What do we got? What's his name's kid? Whoa, he resigned now from Liberty? Just like his father. Oh, my God. Tammy Faye Baker on chemo. As soon as their Lord and Savior... I'm in the White House. These are mutual exclusive images of two young preachers. At the Peace Vigil. Preaching. Separate days. Don't even know each other. With their live stream going. I see Ammon Bundy got kicked out of the Ammon-Idaho game last night. His kids playing. They spent a lot of time in Idaho because he refused to wear a mask. Isn't it perfect, though? The super spreaders. So the freak from Wisconsin, I'll never forget. How did he win? He was down by 8 points in the polls and won by 6. In Wisconsin, it's obvious that it's all that dairy. That milk your cows 4 times a day thing. They've got, they got something's the matter with their brains, the making of some mass murders. They're nuts. So I see he was at, they're all testing positive for being at, now think about that, at the Supreme Court hijacking ceremony I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden that she tore down. The spiral, and now she's coming out, them tapes are out. Yeah, I wore that on purpose. Just think about the whole photo op of her wearing that on purpose at the kids' cages. I don't care. She admits it. She, the Octopussy, a spy who loved me. She's a hooker. We got a hooker in the White House. For real. Come on. Fits the evangelicals' narrative, don't it? Do as I say, not as I do. So he tests. He's waiting for his test. They're all testing positive, including phony Mike Lee here. He goes to a party. Let's go to a fall festival, Halloween party. So he shows up. Why he's waiting for the test when he knows they're all testing positive, including, their Lord and Savior. And he shows up anyway. He knows he's probably going to test positive, and he does test positive the next morning, but the super spreaders, American manufactured Jesus! Jesus coming back! Jesus coming back! Well, I hope he hurries the fuck up, and I hope he wears a fucking mask, because this place is toxic! American toxic! Fucking self-fulfilling prophecy! Fucking, I'm going to heaven, no, you're going to hell. So the birds! So Kevin Blanch, the scientist, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. I do all the dirty work, and run and flee from me. Run on, kiddies. Go feed your dogma. Reinforce your freaking psychotic, fucking lunatic, fucking belief system, because the ignorant have inherited the earth. Selfish, ignorant people will elect selfish, ignorant leaders. George Carlin on chemo and Balco. Oh, is it true? Then you throw in some America, drunk on ignorance and proud of it. Donald J. Trump and freaking crew. But by the way, he just plays them. He's just playing them. He knows what he's up to. Always has. One of the best con men to ever walk the face of the earth. Donald J. Trump. He'll go down in history as one of the greatest con men in history. He's a billionaire when he lost a billion. Up is down, black is white, wrong is right. So the birds. Hitchcock made the birds on Holy Capistrano. Zuckerberg lives there now. So the birds, because the cover up of the. By the way, before I keep going, John Lennon turns 80 this week. No hell below us. Above us only chemtrailed skies. What happened to the birds? Well, it's real easy. They're starving to death. One. But this acute falling out. Remember this happened to 2015 here in Utah with the eagles. They ate the grebes. What happened to the grebes? So no one can connect the fucking dots. In fact, they'll make a YouTube site which is asymmetric to connecting dots. That's what they do. The false equivalency fucking TV on chemo and Balco. What's that? Trump restarted. So the arms race is on. He has been flooding money into the arms race. And under the Patriot Act, they don't have to tell you in New Mexico. And I went into Idaho and proved it. I've been at Idaho National Lab. I've been at Livermore. I'll be talking to Kamala Harris. She's here right now. I'm trying to, I'm working, trying to actually see if she'll talk to me, because I know her. I'm using emails, I'm using whatever. But, I'll be at the university for the debate, Hopefully I can get in. I'm going to hold up my Fukushima sign. Say it. So I want you to think about this, and then we'll get back to the birds. This is for the big kids. Run along, freaking Kool-Aid drinking, slurping, dogma burger. By the way, I hate both parties. They've done a number on us. Bush, Obama, Trump, the trilogy. So it kills me. It blows my mind how they're all in, and just flood the internet with Fukushima. And then when their Lord and Savior gets elected, zip, run along, Johnny. They're going to QAnon, make something up. When Fukushima is it's the most anti-conspiracy thing in the history of mankind. The birds. They've restarted testing. They got contaminated. Oh, they would tell us. I'll tell you how fucked up they are. So I'm at the university a few years ago. And WIPP is right there on the Carlsbad freaking Texas border in New Mexico. What's WIPP? By the way, right up here, Peterson Fabrication, right by my house, that's the canister that blew up. I was going crazy. I reported it from the school business that built WIPP. Wattis Construction, Utah Construction, GE. Floor hits the floor. So I'm talking to a professor from UTEP. He's got a Chinese student with him that he's housing. You know, this is the weirdo in this, and they're coming up to Weber State because Weber State's another nuclear cartel school. In science dynamic, I'm talking to the young student. Me and him become friends because we've been having coffee together, blah, blah. Really great kid. You know, Chinese oligarchy. He says, I came here to the United States thinking this was such a progressive country because, you know, I'm from southern China. It's so third world there. And I get here and he says, it's more third world here than it is there. I miss home. I says, yeah, you got sold a delusionary. He says, yeah, it's nothing what I thought it was. He says, it's very sad here. I says, yeah. So this guy, he's a professor of science at UTEP. I says, well, you know what? UTEP, they picked up the plutonium in the dishes there when WIPP blew up. Oh, I don't buy into that conspiracy stuff. I says, by the conspiracy, it's widely reported on all your local media. It's a big story. You're a professor of science at U, and he didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about. That's exactly what's killing the birds in New Mexico. You don't think it's core. And I like this RT. RT reports stuff. Now, remember, RT is owned by the Russian government, and they've interviewed me at least a dozen times. And they always chop me up. I've talked to them so many times. They're always asking me to Skype. I refuse. I won't. Because they chop out anything I go at. The nuclear industry. Remember, it's Putin. Remember the 5th of November when they killed the RT guy who started at Provad? On the 5th of November in D.C., in DuPont Circle, beat him to death. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Look it up. So, they're bringing in the MOX fuel from Japan. Now, I think it's incredible irony that Abby, the cover-up king, and I said for fucking years, I said, it'll just kill him. I told the head of the IAEA a couple years ago to his face, because he'd been to Fukushima. Me and Sandra. Sandra smoked a cigarette with the guy. And she even told him, well, you've been to Fukushima, you're going to die. Don't you know you're going to die? She told him just like that. Do you know he died of cancer? Abby's dying right now. Think about the cover-up twinners, Abby and Trump, together 15 times. They are both in an ICU unit at the exact same time, fighting for their lives. Lady Barbara Judge is dead. I mean, I have a list of all these cover-up. I mean, they don't care. So the birds are dying. They're bringing in the MOX fuel via Savannah River, Georgia. The MOX fuel fairy tale, $29 billion Tower to Babylon. The rip-off thievers. But they got their merit badge. It becomes as natural as unleashing cattle onto the Argentine people. I had a conversation with people yesterday. They thought cows were natural here in the U.S. Fucking Ammon Bundy's what a fucking number he's doing up in Emmett. I'm going to call my friends today and say, fuck, because Ammon did come out in support of Black Lives Matter, but fuck that dude. What is the matter with these super spreaders? So that's what killed the birds. There's no fucking doubt in my mind. They're retesting it, fucking Los Alamos at WIPP. All over New Mexico. It's Trinity on Balco on chemo. No hell below us. Above us only chemtrailed skies. He was an anti-nuclear. You do know that. So is he. All the real great minds. I mean, it's like the litmus test for fucking your soul. I've come to the conclusion life is a test, and the litmus test for your soul is really simple. If you're involved with anything environmentally, socially, economic, anything, and you know anything about the nuclear thesis in the past 75 years, if you support them, you're safe. If you don't, it's good versus evil. I've really come to that conclusion. That's what it is. I really believe it to be true. I believe it to be true. By the way, I love this shirt because it's Geneva High School, 1957, made in Berlin, Wisconsin. Oh boy, when you guys gonna? And they got the freaking high stepping going on in freaking Wisconsin. They've lost their fucking cheese fucking heads. They've gone fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So. Oh yeah, that's where they used to make Cocoa Puffs. So the birds, American manufactured which brand? You have about 50 of them here. Jesus Christ was a socialist. Heal the fucking afflicted, feed the poor. Throw the money changers out of the temple with a fucking whip. Oh, by the way, he was part Jewish. Oh, yeah. So was Hitler. What's that got to do with anything? He was a Middle Easterner? So we're bombing our own Middle Easterners? How biblical is all this? Oh, it's biblical. Oh, is it biblical? You know, false prophets and all. Fish dying in the sea. There's never been anything more biblical. But the piece you skip over is all the, Jesus stood up to the same dynamic. The thing you're skipping on this is the false prophets and the people worshiping the false. Worship the golden calf. And that's what you're all doing. Trump, your Lord and Savior. American manufactured Jesus! Up is down, black is white, wrong. I'm a greenwasher, a well petter, and a fucking false equivalency TV. I'm an American on the right. I mean, we're fucked. Nobody has any logic. You can't connect the fucking dots. The birds are all fucking dying because they're retesting there and they're bringing the MOX fuel through Savannah River, Georgia, fucking back to there. And they've been doing it for several fucking years. To WIPP. What's WIPP? Birds are dying from WIPP. That's the nuclear repository. I mean, wake the fuck up. Stay tuned. I mean, the cover-up is killing you. The Fukushima denial is a death sentence. Fucking the birds. RT also reported just recently that over the past 50 years, that 68% of all animals have been killed by humans. 65% of them have been killed by the nuclear energy crime syndicate, including RT. Stay tuned.